I'd like to welcome you to this question and answer forum. My name is Philip Fletcher, and to begin, I will ask each of you for a 30-second introduction. From there, we'll have a lightning round, which will be a one-word answer to the questions I will give, followed by a 30-second response round, a 60-second response round, and then you have the ability to ask your opponent a question. Okay? And so, Mr. Mike Murphy, you can begin with 30 seconds. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for letting us be here. I'm Mike Murphy, running for Circuit 4 First Division. And despite our differences as far as judicial philosophy or background experience, there's one thing that Amy Brown and I have in common, and that is neither one of us has been elected as judge. So that's what you're here for tonight. You're going to make decisions based on our qualifications, our experience, and I appreciate being here. Thank you very much.
Ms. Brown.
Thanks, Mike. Hi, I'm Amy Brazel. I'm the 48-year-old daughter of Bill and Suzanne Roberts Brazel. I've been an attorney since 1992 and a judge since 2010. I can hear all cases. I currently have the juvenile docket, which is our children. I have, that includes the crime, families who need from DHS to Ben's cases, in a juvenile drug court, and a teen court. Thank you for letting us be here.
All right. I'll give you guys an icebreaker question. No. Mr. Murphy, yeah, you guys can keep it. We'll go first. Mr. Murphy, do you like ice cream or yogurt? Ice cream. Ice cream. Ms. Brazel, do you like ice cream?
Ice cream.
Okay. All right, Ms. Brazel, the next question goes to you. Should judges be elected or appointed?
Well, in Arkansas, it's
One word answer.
It's both.
Yeah, choose one. Should you think they should be elected or appointed?
Well, I'm following the law. It says both.
Okay. Smart. Same question. Elected. Okay, thank you. Mr. Murphy, do you believe that judges should have to disclose why they're refusing the case? Mr. Murphy.
I think that,
just a one word. Oh, one word? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Brown?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's get to the 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right? All right. 30 seconds, Ms. Brown. What has been the greatest accomplishment of your legal career?
Being a judge and seeing the faces that I know have made a difference because of the people that I helped and the family, especially the families and the children.
Mr. Murphy?
I think it was about a month ago when I was getting petition signatures going on a ballot, and I stopped a young lady at Counseling Associates working the window, and I told her what I was doing. She said, "I know who you are. You prosecuted me for DWI." And I thought, where's that awkward moment? And then she said, "For that time in my life, it was the best thing that could have happened to me. And you treated me fairly, and I appreciate what you did, and I'll do anything I can for your campaign." It was uplifting, and I think that was it. I think that was the best thing in my career I can remember.
Mr. Murphy, the next question goes to you. What is the most important tool a judge can use in resolving a case?
The law, applied to the facts, and discerning the credibility of the witnesses, because everybody's human, everybody's got their perception of events, red car, blue car. But you've got to be able to first discern the credibility of the witnesses, establish the facts, and then apply the law to those facts.
Ms. Brown?
Did you repeat the question?
Sure. What is the most important tool a judge can use in resolving a case?
You have to look at the law, first of all, and you have to look at the facts and apply the law to the facts. But you have to also use common sense in applying those two things. And that comes into looking at the credibility of the witnesses, but you have to also look at the objective evidence, such as police reports, pictures, things of that nature, the concrete stuff.
Ms. Brazel, next question will go to you. How much freedom should a judicial candidate have to express his or her views? Understanding what the candidate says, how much freedom should a judicial candidate have?
We have to be impartial. So I do not think we should have a lot of freedom, no.
I think we have as much freedom as the First Amendment of the Constitution lets us have. But as judicial candidates in Arkansas, you also, with freedom comes responsibility. And if our canons at this time have limitations that arguably somebody might be a guinea pig and take to the federal courts, you still have to respect that until that happens, until there's precedent, until there's something, a legal ruling that says you can't. You've got to respect our judicial canons if you're a judicial candidate.
Mr. Murphy, next question goes to you. 60-second response. First question, how would you describe your judicial philosophy?
My judicial philosophy is, you look what the legislature says. I mean, the legislature is the body of the public body that enacts the laws. And it's not hard to read the plain language of the statute. There's also 200 years of court precedent when you do have something in the case, something in the law that's not clear. You've got 200 years of precedent. So very rarely would a judge have to pull something out of thin air. I know judges get that rap, but my philosophy is, look, it's either there in the statute or it's there in the cases. And I love to look at the cases and find the answer to difficult questions.
Goes back to the Constitution, 3 branches. The judicial interprets the law, and we apply it to the facts, and we have to do that according to what the Constitution, which is the supreme law of the land, says. That's the rule.
Okay. All right, Ms. Brazel, next question. Please describe what you believe are the most significant issues in your race.
Experience.
Okay. You have 60 seconds.
I've been a judge since 2010. Mr. Murphy's had no experience as a judge. It's hard to be a judge. You have to look someone in the eye and make a decision on their life. You have to make a decision as to whether those children are going home with those parents that day, whether that child, whether that adult is going to jail, whether they're going to pay money, who gets the land, who gets the car back. It's a very hard position. It's hard to do, and you just can't want to do it if you have experience.
Mr. Murphy, same question.
I think it is experience and qualifications. Although Judge Brazel is wrong when she says I've never been experienced as a judge. I've been sat as a special judge before. I've heard probate cases, I've heard criminal cases, I've heard civil cases. You know, Judge Brazel says she's been a judge for 4 years since 2010, but that's a result of 2 appointments from Governor Beebe. And I've won elections, I've lost elections, I've never lost an election where I got a pay raise and a job promotion. But this, you know, when she says I've never had any judicial experience, I mean, that's what we're here for. Yeah. Now we have an election. Now you get to level the playing field. And your vote counts just as much as a governor or somebody that's well connected to a governor. So look at the qualifications, look at the experience, and then at the end of the day, pick the judicial candidate that you think is going to do the best job and has got the best background, best experience.
All right, Mr. Murphy, here's your opportunity to ask Ms. Brazel a question with a 30-second response.
During your legal career, you've had your law license suspended by the Supreme Court. How has that shaped your attention to detail and to comply with the professional responsibilities that we have?
Thanks. Thank you for asking me that question. It was how long do I have?
30 seconds.
Okay. It was suspended. There's a process. When you don't use your legal license, you can it can be deactivated, or you cannot be I'm not looking for the word, be deactivated. And I was working for someone else. I wasn't practicing law at the time. I chose to not get my CLE, and I was going that route. You can activate it again by getting so many hours of CLE.
Mr. Brazel, now's your opportunity to ask Mr. Murphy a question.
How much experience have you had as a judge?
I've been appointed to circuit court as a special judge here in the probate matter, divorce cases. I've been appointed special judge in municipal district court in various parts of the county, in Guy, in Bologna, and in Conway, here in the criminal cases. Just because you are a judge doesn't necessarily entitle you to remain a judge until the people vote and look at experience and qualifications. You level the playing field. You look at the qualifications, because when election comes, I think you'll see the qualifications.
All right, Ms. Brazel, now you go first to ask Mr. Murphy a question. Mr. Murphy, you have an opportunity to ask Ms. Brazel a question.
Okay. As of today, according to the Secretary of State and the Ethics Commission, you have not filed a January monthly report or a February monthly report. Do you think that judicial candidates should file their monthly reports with the Secretary of State in a timely fashion?
I have filed reports. If you go back and look, you will see the reports with expenditures. You will see the reports with, I haven't had any donations to file yet. And that's the white elephant, the big white elephant in the room. I have not had my campaign chairman filled out a report, a letter today with everyone who's donated money to me. I've not seen it. I do not know who's on it. You're more than welcome to look at it.
Mr. Murphy, we'll now go to 60-second responses. So please describe your experiences and qualifications that make you the best candidate for this position.
Well, first of all, I'd like to see the report of contributions of the Secretary of State's office, not an envelope here tonight. I'd just like to see it on file every month on the deadline when it's supposed to be filed. What makes me more qualified? I've been trying cases in circuit court, federal court. I've been city attorney for 23 years, but before that, I hung out a shingle. I made payroll. I know what it's like to get started from scratch. I know the school of hard knocks. I've tried juries by myself. I've picked juries by myself. I've taken appeals up to the Court of Appeals in Arkansas Supreme Court by myself. Because when you hang out a shingle, that's what you do. Those kinds of things you can't get from an appointment from a governor. Sometimes you got to go out and do things yourself. And I've done that, and I've got 24 years as city attorney, hearing all kinds of cases: land use, condemnation, civil service, criminal law, criminal procedure. Look at the experience, look at the qualifications.
Ms. Brazel, same question to you. Please describe your experiences and qualifications that make you the best candidate for this position.
Okay. Since he kind of went off the question, I'm going to go off the question. Mr. Murphy applied for this same position that I've got today. He even sent the mayor of our town down to talk to the governor. And okay, what was the question?
Describe your experiences and qualifications. What makes you the best candidate for this job?
I've been a judge since 2010. You have to look someone, and as I said, you have to look someone in the eye, in the face, and make a decision. I have tried I've heard all kinds of cases. I have done criminal, adult, and juvenile. I'm in charge of a teen court, a juvenile drug court. I have tried jury trials by myself and with other people. I've taken them on appeal by myself and with others. I have done, I didn't hang out on a shingle, no, but you were involved with a law firm that I was involved with, Mr. Murphy, so, and I'm obeying the rules here.
Ms. Brazel, the first 30-second response question goes to you. What is the purpose of government? Out of the federal, states, what's the purpose of government?
Interesting question. Well, a country of our size has to have a government, or we're just, you don't have any order. The state government needs to be in charge of schools. You need to be in charge of things more on a local level, because state government understands what's going on more with the people here. The federal government can deal with, the banks can deal with, like the framers of our Constitution said. deal with money, deal with the big issues.
Sure.
When I tried to make ends meet after hanging out that shingle, before I formed a partnership of which Ms. Brazel later came on to, so yes, I was associated with the same firm. I was one of the founding partners. But when I taught school to make money and make ends meet at UCA, I'd ask my class, what's the purpose of government? Order, protection, provide for the common defense, band together, avoid anarchy, and then have rules to live by. And when the Constitutional Convention came about, after the Articles of Confederation didn't work, we banded together, passed the Constitution, gave the states their.
Mr. Murphy, the next question goes to you. Have you ever had your integrity questioned? And if so, how did you handle it?
One time prosecuting a case with Jack Roberts, back when they met over at the old police station, back in the day, probably 15, 20 years ago. A lawyer from Russellville said I made an inappropriate comment on the evidence. Now this is district court, traffic court. And the Irish came out in me. And, but I didn't say anything. I just fumed, and then I bent it to Jack Roberts, my friend and mentor for a long time, Amy's uncle. And I just had to sort of, the truth would rise to the top.
Yes, sir. Ms. Brazel.
That would be tonight.
And now we proceed to the lightning round. Ms. Brazel, you'll go first. Have you regularly voted in primary and general elections?
Depends on regular, but yes.
Mr. Murphy?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Murphy, have you ever worked on a political campaign?
Yes.
Ms. Brazel?
My own.
All right. At this time, Ms. Brazel, you give 30 seconds for closing comments.
I have not been very eloquent tonight, and I apologize. I had some bad news with my dad yesterday about his health, so that's where my mind is right now. Sometimes words of others can speak better than we can. I've received a letter from a mother. I want to thank you for being not only just and wise, but kind in your judgment. Your wisdom and compassion are only outweighed by your warmth. You are firm and no nonsense. Thank you.
And Mr. Murphy, 30 seconds.
Thank you for letting me be here tonight. This race is important. We know from current events that judicial races are important. Too many times people don't focus on those races. They don't look at the qualifications, experience. Please do that. I'm Mike Murphy. I want to be your next circuit judge, First Division. I appreciate y'all coming out and being interested in these proceedings. Thank you.
We give Mr. Murphy.